I'm not going to be sheepish today. All proteins are good, right? Well, the truth is that some proteins like zonulin, the protein that causes leaky gut, is bad. Okay, let's move on to the topic of the day. Gut health, zonulin, stop the leaky gut. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't heard about leaky gut by now, you're probably hiding under a rock. On the other hand, if you haven't heard about zonulin, I get that. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. James Krystosik, and I'm Northeast Ohio's leading expert in functional medicine, natural medicine. And in just a minute, I'm going to tell you about the number one food group that causes the zonulin to be triggered and a long list of problems that goes along with it. Now, one of the main jobs that the gut has, the intestines, is to absorb nutrients and water in the food. On the other hand, the gut has to have a barrier to keep things out like proteins and toxins out of the bloodstream. The gut has a pretty remarkable protective barrier to keep out pathogens like the toxic byproducts of bacteria out of the bloodstream. Now, this barrier is controlled by the size of the gaps called tight junctions that are in between the cells that line the walls of the intestines. Now, if the gaps, if they get too big, the protective barrier is going to get lost and our gut health will be compromised. And this is where scientists call it increased intestinal permeability, also known as leaky gut. Now, Dr. Alicio Fasano and a team of scientists, they discovered a pesky little protein called zonulin. Now, this protein can overrun the control of the gaps, the barrier in the wall of the gut, and it can compromise our health. Now, if the tight junctions get too wide and you have an overgrowth of bad bacteria, the toxins from the bacteria, or maybe some undigested food particles or other foreign invaders, they can enter into the bloodstream, they can trigger inflammation, maybe food allergies or food sensitivities or food intolerances. Now, keep in mind that zonulin was first discovered back in 2000. And since that time, several other researchers have confirmed Dr. Fasano and his team's research findings. Now, elevated levels of zonulin are linked to conditions like celiac disease and type 1 diabetes and lupus and ulcerative colitis and rheumatoid arthritis and a long list of other autoimmune diseases. Well, researchers from around the world are continuing to uncover the link between zonulin, leaky gut, and chronic disease. And one of my colleagues, Dr. James Brawley, who's the author of the book on food allergy and nutrition revolution, he says that there are over 100 different symptoms and 150 actually different diseases that are caused by the leaky gut and the hidden food allergies and these unexplained allergies that people have on a regular basis. Now, these symptoms can range from like gas and bloating and diarrhea or constipation or irritable bowel problems, and diseases like colitis or asthma or Crohn's disease or thyroid disease are all linked to these unexplained food allergies. Oh, and by the way, I promised I would tell you about the number one food group that causes the release of zonulin inside the gut. It's gluten grains like wheat, barley, rye, and possibly oats. But beware, there are other proteins that can cause a leaky gut. And by the way, if you heard about zonulin before or you'd like more information about it, then definitely leave a comment below. And also, if you like more videos like this, and you like this one, you want to get on board and subscribe to my channel. Oh, and by the way, before you ditch the carbs and you go on a gluten-free diet, you need to know that there are other proteins, and I'll be talking about those proteins tomorrow, that can cause the leaky gut besides zonulin and cause hidden food allergies and chronic disease. So come on back. Until then, I'm Dr. Krystosik, and I'm going to continue to probe the research to find natural cures for your healthcare problems. Until then, here's to your health.